us through this whole journey. And I want to acknowledge the fact that the media has supported the Apollo dream for over 40 years. And so I'd like to thank you all for doing that, because every time there is good, ethically communicated information and people who don't know about it get that information, I think we're doing a great service to our community. Approximately 30 years ago, we set ourselves on a path, and it was the vision of our chairman, and at that time, Dr. Ramesh, who helped us set up the first cancer hospital in the country, first dedicated private sector hospital in the country. But it's been an incredible journey, and I think exactly, I asked Dr. Raja, I said, Dr. Raja, how long have you been with us? And he looks very young, but he's been with us for 30 years. So, I think it's amazing that we've had the most qualified clinicians who are, globally there, who've trained, who've learned, who've imbibed the best-in-class practices anywhere in the world and come and been part of the Apollo vision and the Apollo dream. And of course, I must talk about Dr. Revati also. She looks like a child herself, but she heads one of the largest pediatric oncology programs in the country. And I think in the private sector, it's probably the largest. So I would like to acknowledge the presence of our two amazing clinicians who are here with us. And of course, in the Apollo, network, we're so lucky and we feel blessed. But just in the oncology space, Harshad, how many doctors do you think we have? About 500? Much more. Yeah, between 400 to about 450 highly qualified, super technical, amazing clinicians who every day 24/7 battle this disease against cancer. So I think today is a day to say that we're truly blessed. Why are we all here today? Because I think at Apollo we are constantly trying to announce something or call the press and say, listen, we have done it. We don't have to do it, but why do we do it? And we do it because it's not for ourselves. It's not for us to say that, we're Apollo as a company and we from 1,000 beds today, we're 15,000 beds, or this is our, that is all there. And it's, it's part of the responsibility as an institution. But we call and we talk and we discuss because we want to bring the best in class in terms of treatment to our people. The proton was almost an impossible dream. And it was only because Chairman said that Indians deserve this kind of treatment that we did that in the cancer care. We have about 15 robots which are doing robotic cancers all over the country. Revati and her team have, one of the best bone marrow transplant pediatric cancer departments. But more than anything else, Dr. Raja shows his leadership. He heads the complete oncology for the group. And in 2017, July, messages and exchange, I asked her because I just traveled abroad and come back and said, why can't we do CAR T cells? And soon afterwards, I think Dr. Raja's worked diligently on this topic. If we are able to stand here and say, we're doing CAR T cells, we're doing precision oncology, we're doing immunotherapy, it's because he's single-minded focus from him to bring these treatments to India and try and see how can we give it to our patients. So, Dr. Raja, I'd like to thank you for that. But I'll tell you why it's so important and so exciting and interesting today is that these products, normally we think that if it's high-end technology, if it's high-end drugs, medicines, therapies, it's not available in India. But we as Indians, I'm a proud Indian, but all of us as Indians have to be just so extremely proud that this is one of the true Atmanirbhar products. You all don't, I want you all to understand the importance of it. Our wonderful Prime Minister set us on a track of being proud Indians and talking about Atmanirbhar. CAR T cells, which we have used within our system, 90% of that is made in India. done in India, treated in India. So you can understand the magnitude of what has happened, is that it is not something which we've just imported from somewhere in the world and infused, while we have done a bit of that also. But these are truly made in India cars. And I think that is what positions us as truly as pioneering institutions and as people bringing that technology. We stand committed to just serving people of our nation. We have to do whatever we can for Indians so that they don't have to look elsewhere for treatment. And this kind of treatment is available in very few centers in the world, definitely a few in the developed countries, and maybe in Korea and in Japan. But in many countries, it's unheard of. And that treatment today is available in Apollo Chennai, and under Dr. Raja's leadership, it will be available in multiple other locations in the country, which means that people who really have given up hope on recovery of cancer, especially these very intense areas of cancer, will now have a hope. It will be a product which is made in India, and it will lend itself to many other therapies in that space of immunotherapy, of molecular biology, of replacing these cells with active cells which can fight the disease. So I think while it sounds extremely high tech, we must understand that it's taken a lot of work to do this, and the true success has been that both these patients who you saw have now completed 1 year. That's why we waited for a year to talk to everybody, and I'm hoping that this therapy, throughout the world, there have been about 25,000 patients which were done, most of them in the Western countries, and then also in Japan, China, and Korea. But I think India is really poised to heal the world, because once we produce the CAR T cells within our own country, within our own systems, we can see the rest of the world coming to us because our outcomes have been phenomenal. So that is why I think it's a great thing what the teams have done, and I look forward to being able to do so much more for the country, because as a leadership, as an institution, it is our responsibility to do that. So thank you all very much, and God bless the patient.
I am Dr. T. Raja. I'm the Director of Medical Oncology, Apollo Cancer Center in Chennai. I'm so thankful that you all came, and I'm so thankful that I could, introduce this topic to you. What we are announcing is that the successful launch of this program in our hospital. We have been treating patients with this new modality of treatment for the past 1 year. We started this in November 2022, but we wanted to make sure that the patients have done well over a period of time, and the 3 of our patients have already crossed 1 year, and so therefore we wanted to launch this program.
The success rate and then the cost.
So currently, world over, this is being used for patients with difficult to treat diseases in advanced setting and relapsed setting, where the expectations of their survival is not very high. In such patients, what we see is that 70 to 75% of them respond to this treatment, and out of that 40% of the patients who achieve a complete response, and patients who achieve a complete response go on to live for a long time. They become the long-term survivors. Currently it's an expensive treatment, but with the availability of Indian technology, I'm sure the cost will come down.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.